Gentlemen, he's done it again.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Wait, I thought Sky Sports was meant to be unbiased.
Good one, Ryan. Anyways, it looks like the new Tyres mod wasn't enough to stop him winning. Also, they banned me from the F1 paddock because I poured Monster Energy into Max Verstappen's brake duct, so that won't work again this time. But don't worry, I've cooked up a new solution. Seeing as these guys can't even change a set of tyres, I've decided to remove the wheels completely from the F1 game. You can forget everything you know about tyres because we're not going to be using them.
The right tire changes everything.
We're also going to save a lot of money by not using tyres, and also Red Bull will no longer have the tyre wear advantage. So here we are then at the Brilliant Grand Prix, and away we go, where we have basically no traction, getting wheel spin in 4th gear up to 5th, getting wheel spin still. And we are heading into turn 1, where hopefully we get a... Hey guys, welcome back to the Chinese Grand Prix. I'm sure we'll be able to get some hot laps in for this race. And look at that, we already got Stroll taking out his first victim. This time it's Hamilton getting forced off the track instead of Norris. Bono, my tyres are literally gone. Also, as usual, this F1 23 No Tyres mod will be available to my YouTube channel members. Right behind George Russell now, and I better make sure that Science doesn't win this race, because we all know what happens next. Yep, and Sainz won all those races. Still all over the back of George Russell as we almost hit the back of him. I will say I barely have any grip at all. If only there was a way to give these cars more grip. Here we go now, making the move on George Russell at one of the best opportunities to make an overtake at this track, as we are now behind Sainz as we track extend more than the average Lando Norris racing line through the final corner. The main difference between Ferrari and Williams is one has car loss and the other has car lost. As we're now going to try and make the move on Sainz just like Leclerc did in the sprint race, and we are up the inside, but no, he's going to hold on, and we almost make contact, and that would have been catastrophic. As we are now heading into the hairpin, but hey, at least we can't get punctures. We are now onto the final lap of the race, and we are hunting down Max Verstappen. I told you guys, we finally found a way to stop this man winning and improve the racing. As we go around the outside and just about pull it up on the brakes, as once again, with barely any traction, it's hard to stop the car, accelerate, as you're seeing right now, as I get a massive handful of oversteer. And it's also a lot more difficult to try and turn the car. I'm starting to think tyres might not be a scam after all. And it looks like Norris is just about going to be out of reach as we almost lose the car going into the final corner. And once again, I just can't keep it on the track at all. As we come across the line in P3 and on to the next race. We are here in Italy, and Ferrari has brought a new upgrade package to the car. They saw how well Sainz did after removing his appendix at the Australian Grand Prix, so for this upgrade package they've removed the rest of his organs. Already getting off to a better start thanks to that weight reduction against Sargent, and we are finding ourselves in a bit of traffic going up the inside of Bottas, and we have Stroll right next to us, which is a terrifying sight, by the way. Going to try and navigate this chicane without getting any damage, and there's been a massive pile-up involving Albon, so that's another car that has been taken away from Williams.
Guys, we are on a tight budget. I need you two to not crash the car under any circumstances, please. We simply cannot afford another crash, so whatever you do, do not crash the car. Okay, well, at least we still have another car.
Skip it up and down.
It's not been a good start to the year for Williams, but luckily for us, it's been a good start to this race. Looking to make the move all the way around the outside of Norris, but I think we've gone in a bit too deep, and we've almost spun ourselves out there. Okay, after watching the Chinese Grand Prix, I kind of expect that from Norris at this point. George Russell seems to be our arch nemesis for this video, but we've seemed to make pretty much the overtake before we even reach the chicane, so that's us up into P6. I just realized we can't get wheel spin anymore, seeing as we don't have wheels on the car, so I'm not sure what to call this. But anyways, we're going to try and make the move on Yuki Tsunoda, who seems to have grown a lot this year according to Codemasters. As we make the lunge down the inside, that's going to promote us up into P5 behind Verstappen again. Whoa, what are you doing, Verstappen? That could have been a lot worse than what happened just then, and looks like we're all going to be taking the same racing line onto... Well, it looks like Tsunoda's not going to be getting that Red Bull seat next year. We've now got Alonso in front of us, and let's see if he's going to pull off any defensive tactics like he tried at the Australian Grand Prix, as we get a massive slap of oversteer randomly, very similar to how George Russell lost the car behind him in Australia. If we actually slow this down, you can hear the point Alonso creates the dirty air that causes George Russell to crash. And that's definitely the reason why Johnny Herbert gave him a 20-second penalty. Alonso only just keeping it on the track there, and that was going to give us an opportunity to attack, but he's covered the inside line. But that's made him run wide for the next corner, and we are through on Hamilton as well as we get brake tested by Leclerc. I have no idea what is going on there. Some sort of classic Ferrari strategy as we burn some rubber coming out of the hairpin. Wait a minute, we don't have any rubber. Here we have Lewis Hamilton, and here we have Lewis Hamilton. Oh god, the AI are really struggling to keep it on the track as we almost make contact going through the chicane. We might actually win one of these mod races. I just remember we're driving a Sainz, so that means if we win this race, then George Russell. For once, we've actually won one of these things. So then, for once, I think our solution is actually working.
But wait, taking the wheels off the car would also make it a lot lighter, right?
I guess he does have a point. So, for this next race, we're going to reduce the weight of the cars. We all know that Monaco is one of the safest tracks to try this out, but this time we have weight reduction and I've exaggerated the effects of it, meaning the cars are 50% lighter. But that's certainly not making it any easier to drive these cars as we almost lose the back end. Stroll in front of us and Bottas behind, who is going to attack us and make us go 2x2. This really feels like it's not going to work out through this hairpin, and I was absolutely right to believe that. Alrighty, we're back on track now. You can brake so much later now, but the car just won't turn at all, so it's a really bizarre experience to drive this thing. What does that pitboard say? I can't quite read. At least it's not as bad as that time we added poo ties to the game. That's right, the Pirelli. Let's try drifting the slowest corner on the F1 calendar. Maybe it might be a little bit faster if we can link all these corners together by going sideways instead of trying to take the optimal racing line as we get a nice drift coming into the tunnel, but Stroll has pulled a gap on us. It was worth the try. It was actually a lot of fun to do that, but this time we actually have a good opportunity to try and overtake Stroll. Gonna make the huge lunge into the hairpin, and I think we might actually get through this despite not having enough turning circle to get around. Also, the F1 24 livery mods are from Team Venturi, and the link will be in the description below if you'd like to try out that mod. And as usual, this No Tyres mod will be available for YouTube channel members, and you'll find them on the community page of the channel. All we're gonna do now is bring it home. This might actually be the last mod video for F1 23, which is a bit sad, but I'll be making more mods on F1 24, so I'm sure that'll bring bigger and greater things. It's only going to be P17 as we cross over the finish line. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm really grateful for the support you guys have been giving for this mod series, and I'll see you all in a brand new video.